Hi everyone, my name is Whitney. I am currently doing a video which goes apart with my essay, which is entitled The Drama of Scripture. Um, with the essay, there are 6 acts. And the first act is God established his kingdom. With God establishing his kingdom basically tells us about the creation of God, what God created, how he created it, and how long it took him to create it. This story is something that we all know about. I'm not going to say story, I'm going to just say chapter in the Bible, in Genesis, which tells us, verse 1 tells us that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. That is something that everybody know. We also know how God created it, what was all, part of it. The second one is rebellion in the kingdom, which basically talks about the fall in the kingdom. And when I say fall, I talk about the great fall, which basically happened between Adam and Eve when God created them, and when he created them, how Eve was deceived by the serpent and she ate from the tree of life after, God told them not to eat from the tree of life. So once they ate from the tree of life, her and Adam, they, basically had knowledge. And with their knowledge, before then, God came to find them. And when he found them, he discovered that they ate from the tree of life. So, by which he already knew, but once he found out they ate from the tree of life, basically God cursed the earth. So the third act basically tells us about how God chooses Israel. And I kind of contemplated with that, if I can use that word, because the Bible talks a lot about the Israelites, and how Pharaoh had the Israelites captive, and God had Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh to let his people go. So when Pharaoh finally when Pharaoh finally let them go, that's basically what happened. By them being the Israelites, and when it says that the king, which is God, chooses the Israelites, he chose them to be his own treasured possession. Excuse me. And if they lived under his reign, they will be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And then act number 4 tells us about the coming of the kingdom. And I want to rewind because I actually forgot one, because I'm trying to move fast and I'm trying to talk fast, which is the rebellion. I did say that. I'm so sorry. The rebellion in the kingdom. Now I can go back to that, which was what Adam and Eve did. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, the next one was the coming of the king, coming of Jesus. And this one kind of stuck with me as well. What would life be like when Jesus, do return? What will life be like? The coming of the king. We talking about Jesus. We talking about God. Two great people. That one person that hold the whole wide world in his hand. How would that be? What would it be like when Jesus, do come? And then the other one was talking about the spreading of the news. I'm nervous. But the other one was talking about the spreading of the news of the king. So basically, when I thought about that, when I thought about everywhere that Jesus went, how he was healing people and how he was saving souls, and especially, how he healed the woman with the issue of blood, how he healed the blind, how he healed the little girl that was dead, even how he rose Nazareth back up from the grave or whatever. Everything that Jesus did, every miracle that Jesus performed, what happened? The people that saw it, they went out and they talked about it. Man, we just seen Jesus, this man, the Messiah. We just saw him, do this miraculous thing. And so, I mean, that's basically how I feel what spreading of the news is, because Jesus was doing all of these marvelous things and the people were, amazed by it. Even the unbelievers, that was the main one that was going, talking about what Jesus was doing. And then the last one is the return of the king. Basically, like I was, stating earlier, in the coming of the king. This one is the return of the king. Well, when Jesus returned, everything is basically going to be how Jesus created it to be in the beginning. This is just my thought, my opinion. But there's going to be love, there's going to be joy, there's going to be peace, there's going to be happiness. No more sorrow, no more mourning, no more crying. Even in Revelations, it tells us, Revelations 21, it tells us, 21, 22, I'm sorry, one of them, that, we won't have to worry about these things, and how God is going to wipe the tears from our eyes. We won't have to worry about nothing, because God is going to be with us. He's going to sit amongst us. He's going to be with us. The drama of scripture, this book has really touched me in so many ways. And even when I was doing this essay and how I was having to go back and find scriptures and stuff to go along with my essay, this has taught me so much. Even though I know the Bible, I know things of the Bible, but this book right here, if you don't have it, you should get it. The Drama of Scripture. And this is what it looks like. This is a good book. If you don't have it, get it. Trust me. You will love it. I mean, and it talks about a lot of things. And the one thing that really got me was when it was talking about the fall. And when I was reading about Adam and Eve, even though I read that story so many times, but this one time, it was just like, it just stuck out to me. But be encouraged, stay strong. And also, even though we're going through this coronavirus thing, just stay faithful. Continue to trust God. Just like it talks about the return of the king, we never know when God is coming. So even in the midst of this, everything that's going on, just remain faithful and just trust God.